years, we have seen how important this subject has been. And the main theme of this summit is staying human in the digital age. And I believe that this is very much to the point. Digitalization is touching everyone's life more and more every passing day, from daily shopping to home furniture, from politics to business world, from education to justice. We see and feel digitalization in each and every field of our lives. From the old to the young, from the men to the women, every section of the society, everyone in the society using their telephones, tablets, PCs, and other gadgets are connecting to the whole world, and it's becoming more and more difficult to stay out of this. Of course, digitalization brings new problems with itself, as this goes for many new things that enter into our lives. In our country, in our cities, or in our own relations, our own lives, and in the world, it is important to elaborate on such a critical subject from all of its dimensions, and it will be opening up horizons, new horizons for us. In our opinion, no development that does not put the human in the center, in the core of everything, will be permanent and succeed. Therefore, any mechanism that does not work for the good of the humanity will at the end create only challenge. Therefore, we act in line with the principle of make the humans live so the state lives on. And we have, with this principle, tried to administrate the government. Without making any discrimination, we have been struggling to make this understanding, this principle, stand out. In particular, violence and discrimination-like problems mostly faced by women have been addressed by our authorities very much, and we have used all the means and all the technological tools to address that problem. And a strong economy is created also through the women's power, and also we have marched and we will march on our path without forgetting that everyone and all women should equally benefit from all the developments and innovation. In the global and economic, political and economic power balance, there is a tremor, if you will, that the whole world is experiencing, and the coronavirus speeded up that process. Trade, technology, production, distribution, trade, like areas, also showed us that monopolization would lead to unbearable consequences. The difficulties that the developed countries are facing show that political and economic power will not suffice on a standalone basis, and there is a need for equitable sharing, as it has come clear. Has this lesson been fully learned by everyone? For that, we do not see the indicators of that, obviously. Some do put the blame on Muslims, on the oppressed, and some try to conceal their own shortcomings through such accusations and whatsoever. From security to education, from health to energy, from personal habits, all the way to commercial activities, digitalization is becoming more and more widespread, but the biggest weakness of that is the monopolization of data control. Very few companies in the world is controlling the data of the whole world in this distorted, irregular structure, and this is also the indicator of worse things maybe to come in the world. Therefore, such a concentration of power would lead to problems, and it is not difficult to make a guess what those problems would be like. The end of this radical change taking place in the whole world should be supported by a just infrastructure and managed equity on a basis of equity. Otherwise, it will lead to many practices, many forms of indiscrimination. The humanity has been paying the hefty prices of such lack of equity, and therefore it is a duty on all of our shoulders to be cautious, and we should all work together and look for ways of solution against digital fascism, because such methods pose a risk to bring us to that. But of course, every innovation, every novelty is very much valued by each and every one of us. But what's important here is to adopt the understanding that we love the created due to the creator. Therefore, the producer, the developer of technology, and the user of technology have responsibilities, and we should not only confine it into concerns of profit-making. Therefore, a sort of digitalization that takes the whole process holistically and includes everyone will bring about consequences that we all will be pleased about. Otherwise, the whole world will be posed with threats of conflicts, atrocities, and wars. Only over the past century, wars waged led to death of thousands, of hundreds of thousands of people, and we should never forget the sufferings that many had over the past century. The globalization requires the embracing of everyone, the whole humanity. Through digitalization, new equity, new examples of lack of equity or unfairness or injustice should not emerge, and we should make sure of that. In terms of digitalization, Turkey has covered a long way. The volume of ICT in our country has increased up to a worth of $132 billion from 20 billion only in terms of investment. And the number of subscribers using mobile services also increased tremendously. The number of the broadband system subscribers has now been standing at 7 million. The fiber internet infrastructure users is now 3 million. And we have also many more users using all those technological tools and systems. Therefore, we have to very effectively and very well manage the communication ICT IT infrastructure, and our purpose is to address each and every inch, each and every corner of our country. As you know, in 2014, LTD 4.5G was brought about with this understanding. Now we are experiencing the process of 5G. I had said it back then, but some found it difficult to understand. In industry, FG will be bringing about a very rapid transformation. Smart systems, smart transportation systems, smart hospitals, and many other things will be structured upon this 5G infrastructure. Without establishing the local FG infrastructure, we cannot run this process smoothly. Therefore, all the companies and institutions, authorities need to act very rapidly, decisively, and effectively. In e-government systems, the development we have, the improvement improvement we have ensured made it possible for us to reach out to our citizens very effectively, and all the services, public services, have now been in practice and used through e-systems by our citizens. So far, almost 50 million citizens of our country benefit from these almost 5,000 different types of e-government systems. All these innovations or change or transformation overall should address all citizens of this country, and this is why we mobilize all our means. In the past, cyber attacks could only be made through very maybe highly skilled people and those who held the technology at their hands. But now it has become more and more common, and Turkey has been exposed to many cyber attacks over the years. In the past, it was only around 9,000 attacks that Turkey faced in a year, but now this figure has increased up to 100,000. We are cyber attacked by almost 100,000 times in a year. Therefore, the security, the safety of data and data storage, the data kept in those places will be very important. And we started activities, studies to keep our own data within our own country, and we have not maybe still fully achieved our goals, but in a very short period of time we will do. In futurist maybe essays or films, we used to see scenes, and now these scenes and this world is becoming a reality. Therefore, remaining human in the digital age should be considered as important as the digitalization process itself. Otherwise, we will end up in certain disasters scenarios that we used to see only in films. And I would like to congratulate KADEM for bringing such an important subject to the attention of the whole world. Every session, every opinion will be of great importance throughout this summit, and I would like to thank to everyone who has contributed to the fruition of this summit. I would like to share my love and respect with each and every one of you again. Thank you. Stay in health.